Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are talking about an incredibly hardworking organ that you probably never think about until something goes terribly wrong. We are talking about your liver. Your liver is essentially the chemical processing plant and the ultimate detox filter for your entire body. Every single piece of food you eat, every beverage you drink, and every single medication you take must pass through your liver to be broken down and made safe for your body to use. But right now, there is a silent epidemic destroying the livers of millions of people across the world. It is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Historically, liver damage was almost always associated with heavy alcohol consumption. But today, the vast majority of liver disease is caused directly by the modern foods we eat every single day. The most dangerous part about liver disease is that your liver has no pain receptors of its own. It will suffer in complete silence for years, accumulating fat and scar tissue until the damage becomes critical. However, your body does send out subtle warning signals that this vital organ is begging for help. Today, I am going to walk you through the top warning signs that your liver is overloaded with fat and toxins. The first early warning sign is experiencing chronic, inescapable fatigue and extreme lethargy. We all have days where we feel a little tired, but the exhaustion associated with a struggling liver is entirely different. It is a deep, heavy tiredness that does not go away even after you sleep for 8 or 9 hours. To understand why this happens, you have to look at one of the liver's primary jobs, which is storing energy. When you eat, your liver takes the excess glucose and stores it as a substance called glycogen. Whenever your blood sugar drops or you need a quick burst of energy, your liver releases this glycogen back into your bloodstream. But when your liver becomes clogged with thick, sticky fat, it completely loses the ability to store and release this vital energy efficiently. Your body is essentially running on an empty battery. Furthermore, because your liver is struggling to filter out metabolic waste, these toxins build up in your bloodstream and travel to your brain, making you feel sluggish, unmotivated, and completely drained of life. If you wake up exhausted and have to drag yourself through the day, your liver might be suffocating under a layer of fat. The second warning sign is feeling a dull ache or discomfort in your upper right abdomen. As I mentioned earlier, the liver itself does not have pain receptors. However, there's a thin, delicate membrane that completely wraps around the liver, known as Glissan's capsule. This capsule is packed with highly sensitive nerve endings. When your liver cells accumulate too much fat, the entire organ becomes highly inflamed and physically begins to swell and enlarge. As the liver expands, it stretches that sensitive outer capsule tightly, exactly like blowing up a balloon that is about to pop. This stretching sends continuous pain signals to your brain. You might feel this as a dull, heavy ache or a strange feeling of pressure right tucked up under your right rib cage. Some people also feel this pain radiating through to their back or directly into their right shoulder. Many people ignore this, thinking they just pulled a muscle or slept in a weird position. But if you have a persistent feeling of heaviness or a dull ache on the right side of your torso, your liver is actively swelling and calling out for an intervention. Moving on to the third sign, which is unexplained weight gain that specifically targets your belly area. You might notice that your arms and legs stay relatively thin, but your stomach is becoming round, hard, and protruding. This is not just regular fat. This is a highly dangerous type of fat called visceral fat. When you consume too many refined carbohydrates and highly processed sugars, your liver becomes completely overwhelmed. It cannot process all of this sugar for energy, so it converts the excess directly into triglycerides, which are fat molecules. First, it stores this fat inside its own cells, creating fatty liver disease. Once the liver is completely full, it begins shoving this excess fat outward, packing it tightly around your other internal organs in your abdominal cavity. This visceral fat is metabolically active, meaning it constantly releases dangerous inflammatory chemicals directly into your bloodstream. Because your liver is so clogged, it also drives massive insulin resistance, which forces your body to store even more fat around your waistline. If you find yourself developing a hard, protruding belly, even though you are not eating massive amounts of calories, your liver's fat processing system is entirely broken. The fourth early warning sign is noticing a yellowish tint to your eyes or your skin, a condition medically known as jaundice. This is one of the most undeniable physical signs that your liver is in serious trouble. Every single day, your body breaks down old, worn-out red blood cells. A byproduct of this breakdown is a yellow chemical compound called bilirubin. In a healthy body, your liver easily filters this bilirubin out of your blood, modifies it, and excretes it safely into your digestive tract to be eliminated from your body. However, when your liver is heavily scarred or congested with fat, it completely loses the ability to process this chemical. As a result, the yellow bilirubin begins to rapidly back up and accumulate in your bloodstream. Because it has nowhere else to go, it begins to deposit itself into the soft tissues of your body. The very first place this becomes visible is usually the whites of your eyes, turning them a muddy yellow color. Eventually, your entire skin can take on a yellowish, sickly hue. If you ever look in the mirror and notice that the whites of your eyes are no longer white, you need to seek medical attention immediately. The fifth warning sign is experiencing intensely itchy skin, particularly on the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. This symptom is incredibly frustrating and is almost always misdiagnosed as an allergic reaction, dry skin, or eczema. But standard anti-itch creams and lotions will do absolutely nothing to stop this kind of itching. This is because the problem is not on the surface of your skin. It is buried deep within your bloodstream. Your liver produces a digestive fluid called bile, which helps your body break down and absorb fats. When liver function declines, the tiny tubes that carry this bile can become blocked or sluggish. This causes the bile salts to leak backward into your bloodstream. These highly irritating bile salts travel through your blood and eventually deposit themselves directly underneath your skin. The nerve endings in your skin react to these chemical salts with an intense burning itch that is often much worse at night, making it impossible to sleep. If you are constantly scratching your hands and feet, and there is absolutely no visible rash or bug bite to explain it, your liver is failing to clear out digestive bile. The sixth warning sign is an alarming tendency to bruise very easily or bleed heavily from minor cuts. You might gently bump your arm against a door frame and wake up the next day with a massive dark purple bruise, or you might notice that your gums bleed heavily every single time you brush your teeth. Most people completely overlook this, assuming they just have delicate skin or are brushing too hard. But your liver plays an absolutely critical role in keeping your blood healthy. The liver is the sole manufacturer of special proteins required for your blood to clot properly. When you get a cut, these clotting proteins immediately rush to the area to seal the wound and stop the bleeding. When your liver is damaged by fatty deposits or inflammation, it stops producing enough of these vital clotting factors. Without these proteins, your blood becomes dangerously thin. Blood vessels under your skin can easily break open from the slightest pressure, creating spontaneous bruises. If you look down at your legs and arms and see mysterious bruises that you have absolutely no memory of getting, your liver's manufacturing center is shutting down. The seventh warning sign is severe swelling in your lower legs, your ankles, and your feet, a condition known as edema. This happens due to a combination of two massive failures inside a damaged liver. First, a healthy liver produces a vital protein called albumin. Albumin acts exactly like a sponge inside your blood vessels, holding water inside the veins so it does not leak out into your body. A damaged liver stops producing albumin, which means fluid easily escapes the blood vessels and pools in your tissues. Second, when the liver is scarred, blood cannot flow through it easily. This creates massive pressure in the main vein that leads to the liver, known as the portal vein. This high pressure forces fluid out of the blood vessels and into your abdominal cavity and lower extremities. Gravity pulls all of this excess fluid straight down to your ankles and feet. You might find that your socks leave deep indentions in your skin, or that your shoes suddenly feel incredibly tight and uncomfortable. While swollen ankles can be linked to heart or kidney issues, when it is combined with the other signs we discussed, it strongly points to advanced liver congestion. The eighth warning sign is a highly noticeable change in your bathroom habits, specifically the color of your urine and your stool. We already discussed how a failing liver allows yellow bilirubin to build up in your blood, causing jaundice. But this bilirubin also spills over into your kidneys, which try desperately to filter it out. This turns your urine a very dark, unnatural color, often resembling dark amber, brown ale, or even the color of cola. You might drink plenty of water, but your urine stays deeply dark. On the flip side, because that same bilirubin and bile are not making their way into your digestive tract where they belong, your stool loses its normal dark brown color. Instead, it becomes pale, clay-colored, or even a ghostly white. Bile is what gives stool its normal color and helps digest fat. When your stool is pale and floats, it means your body is completely failing to absorb dietary fats because your liver's bile production is blocked. If you notice these stark color changes in the bathroom, your liver is sending out a massive, undeniable distress signal. The ninth warning sign is the sudden appearance of tiny, spire-like blood vessels on the surface of your skin, a condition known as spider angiomas. These usually appear on your face, your neck, your upper chest, and your arms. They look like a small red dot with tiny red legs radiating outward, resembling a tiny spider web. These occur because your liver is responsible for regulating and breaking down hormones in your body, particularly estrogen. When your liver function drops due to fat accumulation or scarring, it cannot break down this estrogen fast enough. The excess estrogen causes your tiny blood vessels to dilate and swell, making them highly visible right under the surface of your skin. If you press firmly on the red center of a spider angioma, it will momentarily disappear and then quickly fill back up with blood when you let go. While a few of these can be normal, a sudden outbreak of them across your upper body is a classic dermatological sign of severe liver distress and hormonal imbalance. The 10th and final early warning sign is experiencing sudden, severe brain fog, confusion, or extreme forgetfulness. Many people confuse this with early dementia, but it is actually a condition called hepatic encephalopathy. One of the liver's most vital jobs is taking ammonia, which is a highly toxic byproduct of protein digestion, and converting it into urea so your kidneys can safely excrete it. When your liver is failing, this toxic ammonia builds up rapidly in your bloodstream and travels straight across the blood-brain barrier. Ammonia is incredibly toxic to your brain cells. It disrupts the electrical signals in your brain, leading to severe cognitive issues. You might find yourself entirely unable to concentrate on a simple task, completely forgetting what you were talking about mid-sentence, or feeling highly disoriented in familiar places. In severe cases, it can completely alter your personality, making you highly irritable or deeply depressed. If you are experiencing frightening lapses in memory and severe brain fog, along with any of the other physical symptoms we discussed, your brain is being poisoned by toxins. Your liver can no longer clear. Now that you know the 10 silent warning signs, we absolutely must look at the hidden culprits destroying your liver. You might think you're safe because you do not drink alcohol, but the modern diet is completely devastating to liver health. The absolute worst offender is high fructose corn syrup. Unlike glucose, which can be used for energy by every single cell in your entire body, fructose can only be processed by your liver. When you consume a massive amount of high fructose corn syrup, which is hidden in sodas, salad dressings, ketchup, and packaged breads, it hits your liver like a toxic tidal wave. Your liver instantly converts all that liquid sugar into visceral fat, packing it directly inside the organ. Another massive danger is the excessive consumption of highly processed seed oils like soybean oil, canola oil, and corn oil. These oils are highly unstable and deeply inflammatory. When they reach your liver, they cause massive oxidative stress, literally cooking the liver cells and causing the fat inside your liver to become rancid and inflamed. This turns a simple fatty liver into severe, scarred liver disease. The incredibly empowering news is that your liver is the only internal organ in your human body that can completely regenerate itself. If you remove the toxic burden, your liver can shed the fat and rebuild healthy, brand new tissue. The absolute best way to start cleaning your liver today is to load your diet with cruciferous vegetables. I'm talking about broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and cabbage. These specific vegetables contain a powerful compound called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane acts like a chemical switch that turns on your liver's natural detoxifying enzymes, helping it physically push toxins and trapped fat out of the cells. You should aim to eat at least one large serving of these vegetables every single day to give your liver the tools it needs to repair itself. Another incredibly powerful tool for liver regeneration might surprise you, and that is high-quality, organic black coffee. Multiple massive scientific studies have proven that drinking 2 to 3 cups of black coffee a day significantly lowers your risk of liver scarring and liver cancer. Coffee is packed with powerful antioxidants that lower inflammation inside the liver ducts and improve the flow of bile, helping to flush out stagnant toxins. However, this only works if the coffee is completely black. The moment you add artificial creamers and massive amounts of refined sugar, you destroy the benefits and create more work for your struggling liver. Finally, you must give your digestion a rest. Your liver works constantly when you are eating from early in the morning until late at night. By practicing simple intermittent fasting, which means eating all your meals within an 8 to 10 hour window and fasting for the remaining 14 to 16 hours, you give your liver a desperate break. During the fasting window, your insulin levels drop to baseline. This signals your liver to stop storing fat and finally start burning the trapped fat inside its cells for energy. It acts like a deep cleaning cycle for your entire metabolic system. Your liver is a silent, incredibly resilient worker that handles every toxin you encounter so you can stay alive. It will endure years of abuse without a single complaint until it is on the brink of complete failure. Do not wait for a medical emergency to start caring for it. By recognizing these early warning signs, cutting out toxic liquid sugars, and feeding your body the sulfur-rich vegetables it craves, you can completely reverse fatty liver disease and reclaim your energy. Thank you so much for investing your time in your health today. If you found this information valuable, please make sure to apply these tips to your life and share this video with your loved ones so they can protect themselves too. Stay proactive, listen to your amazing body, and take care of your health.